Hi and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca and it is time to do the next section on my Heaven and Earth design, Mini Beautiful Light. Trying to see where my piece of paper is. Here we go. Here it is. So yeah, it's Mini Beautiful Light by Adele Sesler. It's called Mini because they do it in a few different sizes, but the chart size is small. It is 46 centimeters by 82 centimeters, and we're up here. Up here in these smaller parts. You will be happy to know I am back on Pattern Keeper. There was quite a few comments, which of course we will get to, where people did tell me that you can make the symbols or make the symbols lighter on markup. However, with it also missing quite a few symbols when I was trying to click on them, it wasn't picking them up properly. I'm sticking with Pattern Keeper. It just works. I have a tablet that can use it. I did charge it up fully last week. I am also going to try and get in the habit of plugging it in as soon as I start these WIP and waffles, and making sure it's charged up fully before I take it off. And then it will be, ready for the next week. Plus I do have now more of a routine with this. I am doing it as my project every single week. So that's making me hope that it will be constantly in use, so therefore charge won't be an issue. But we shall see how it goes. I like the fact I can sort of tick it as I go along as well, and it just makes it darker. Now I just need to get used to the numbers on the Ever Moment canvas, which may help me, but may also take a little bit of getting used to. But we're going for it. I have 6 sections uncovered, which is what I am used to doing when I'm working on Pattern Keeper, because it's just a nice size for my screen. So we're going to see how that goes. This is where it's going to confuse me more, is when I go there's a gap of 4, I want the 5th one, is remembering to count the one with the number on it and not forget that is also part of the equation. But we shall see how it goes. Maybe I just need to think about it differently and think I want the 5th one. Like now, I want the 5th and the 6th one. And then I'm all right then. 2 in. So yeah, this is the bit that's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but I'm going to start with the black. I did go to start with 169, which was the first one, and do it in number order, but that is a bit all over the place. So I may still do that, but we shall see. Because there's no numbers on this as well. If there was numbers on this chart as well, maybe that would make things a bit easier. But anyway, we're there. We're there. We'll see how many mistakes I make on this one as we go along. 1 in, and then I want 2. So gap of 1, and I want 2. Then I want to miss 1, and I want 1, 2, 3, and I call this one a T. It's like one of those T letters on Tetris. Try to help me remember where things go. But yeah, I hope everybody is having a good week. This is one of the parts that confuses me because I've got some with numbers. Yeah, hope everybody is having a really good week, getting everything done that they want to get done. I'm actually filming this in the evening because today I decided to take the daytime to blitz the conservatory. It has had furniture pulled out. It has been steam mopped to an inch of its life. It's even had the rug cleaned. I got the cleaner out for the rug. We have just like a spot cleaner. We only have we have a couple of rugs in the house, but it's mainly laminate flooring or engineered wood or whatever you want to call it. There's a few different types of flooring in our house, but it's mainly some form of wooden flooring or washable flooring, apart from the stairs and the landing is carpet. The kids didn't want carpet in their bedroom, and of course we moved into the front room, which was already wooden floor, so we have rugs. But yeah, we only really have carpet on the stairs and landing, so a spot cleaner is perfectly fine for clearing that up. But yeah, when it comes to time for the rugs needing a little bit more than a spot clean, it takes a little bit longer to do, because of course I'm doing a big area but with something small. But it's not worth getting a full-blown carpet cleaner for it, because it's just a bit too OTT to try and find space to store one as well. Like if we had a garage where I could store it and just get it out when needed, then it might be a bit more of an option. But considering it has to be stored with a load of stuff that is accessed a lot more often, it's just not practical. It's just not practical. Right, I'm going down my numbers now. I'm going to see how this goes. So yeah, the conservatory has had a blitz. I don't need that many diamonds. Oh well. Yeah, the conservatory's had a blitz today. The shop had a blitz yesterday. Got quite a few things tidied away, quite a few things sorted out. So I seem to be having a bit of a sort out kind of week. Oh, I've got a diamond there that actually is not needed. So I must have dropped that one. Yeah, so I seem to be having a more productive week than past weeks. We've had a lot of discussions on WIP chats about, you know, things getting on top and all the rest of it. Just over a week ago, I think it was, just over a week ago, I started taking fish oil daily, as well as some vitamins, with one of them being iron, because I'm always classed as being low on iron, along with my vitamin D, which I was taking anyway. And I don't know whether it's those that have helped or not. We shall see if it sticks. But yeah, so far it seems to be doing really well. So yeah, I'm going to see how it goes over time. It could just be that I'm having a spurt of energy, because of course hormones play for us women as well. So we'll see if it lasts longer than a week. But yeah, happy with the stuff I've got accomplished over the last 2 days, if nothing else. A mixture of course, sorting out a lot of shop stuff and also home. Okay, need to remember this is part of this next square. This is the part that really gets me, is the fact that these numbers are part of the next square. Other than that, I'm using the ones that have already been placed down as reference. Another thing that I was sort of thinking of doing in relation to WIP and chats, and do let me know your thoughts, At the moment, I read comments from each WIP and chats. So I read Sunday's comments on a Sunday, and I read comments from Thursday's videos on a Thursday. However, especially with this Heaven and Earth design at the moment, with it being a new project, and I've had a couple of long videos of dekitting of my old one, and of course a lot of questions and comments on starting the new one. I actually have a lot of comments to catch up with on a Thursday, and I have a limited amount of time to answer them, i.e. 600 diamonds worth, plus it can get quite complicated this sometimes. So sometimes you'll find I will take longer to answer a question, because then I can concentrate on all the little bits of diamonds that need to go down. And because I now film through the week, quite often, instead of Sunday being my updating you type video, Thursday tends to be my update on the last week. And then I film Sundays a few days later. Or even sometimes the next day, depending on my filming schedule. So there's not as much information to necessarily catch you up on. So there is a chance that I'm going to get quite a bit behind with Thursday's comments. It doesn't help that we're already 10 minutes in and I haven't gone to any comments yet. But sometimes that is just the way they work. So my question is, those that tend to watch the likes of the Thursday special project, do you watch the Sundays as well? I'll try and remember to ask this question on the Sundays as well, and try and get some feedback on whether you guys are just happy with me answering and commenting on the oldest comments, or whether you prefer them to stay separate. I am happy to go with the majority either way. I'm also, quite a bit of me is quite conscious that it will be coming up to Advent soon, so I'll definitely be trying to play catch up on the comments for Advent, so that we can have Advent comments within Advent. But then it might just be easier to just stick with the oldest comments that are left, get read out first, because it's also quite practical for me to potentially do longer Sunday WIP and waffles, because it's my current painting, and that's more practical than me doing longer Heaven and Earth design videos, because I stick to the block on the screen. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, because I do start reading them as they're coming through. And yeah, we'll try and play some catch up. Let me switch my colours over and we'll play a bit of catch up now on some comments, because some of these, I've got a couple here that are still from the breakdown of Walking in the Rain. But Almost Ali, she says she's finished Cookies and Classics in 33 days. Goodness me, that is an amazing feat. I got a little bit of diamond painting done last night. I only finished the rest of cooker that I had from the last WIP and Waffle, from last Sunday's WIP and Waffle. I finished that off, and then I actually ended up moving to the couch and I did a couple of Paint Gem minis. But the lack of energy over the last few weeks has meant that I haven't got much done, if anything, in an evening either. So I am kind of hoping that this spurt of energy that I seem to have this week is going to stay, and I can get back on top back on top of life, and back into diamond painting more in an evening rather than the evening disappearing with my bum on the couch. But yeah, absolutely amazing getting it done in 33 days. That is fandiddly-tastic. So watch this while setting up her next one, which is Sail Away. They definitely skipped spring, they said, in North Queensland, hitting 30 degrees Celsius at 9 a.m. this weekend, and forecast for the same for most of this week. She said another great video. She can't wait until the Advent event. 5 weeks and counting, she says. And this comment was left a couple of weeks ago, so we're even closer now, that's for sure. She also says 7 weeks and counting until summer break, because yes, the Australians' summer break is hang on, I'm going up this way instead. The Australian summer break is in winter for most of the rest of us. Of course, it's their summer, that's for sure. It's where all the heat seems to go. It's actually been quite nice today. I wouldn't say nice, no. The sun and stuff wasn't out. Maybe it was just because I was cleaning the conservatory, I could leave the door open. I got a bit warm with all the cleaning and moving around the furniture. But yeah, it's not rained, so it's been an okay day for November today, but we shall see how that changes. I know my nephews who are over from Australia are hoping for snow. Whether that will actually happen is a different matter. Don't think the rest of the UK is bothered by it, but they would definitely like it while they're here. Melissa, she says, regarding the customs debacle, she says, so what happens, she says, if they were lost or damaged beyond recovery? She says, do they reimburse you? She says, were they insured so that you can recover your loss? She says, as long as this has been going on, she says, it makes me wonder if the entire shipment was lost or damaged. There is hope for that, yes. It's not through my insurance myself, but I have been in contact with Diamond Art Studio UK, and they have said it is a bit of a process, but they will be looking to recover the cost of the items on the shipment. But yeah, that's where we're sort of looking with that one at the moment. They've still not turned up. Kind of think we know somebody decided to be a bit naughty and try and sneak past the customs port, and it backfired on them. From what can be told, but who truly knows? Who truly knows? But yeah, there is no signs of them arriving at the moment. But you never know. You never know. Weirder things have happened. But yeah, we'll sort it out one way or another. Helen, she says, oh, Rebecca, she says, I could kiss you. She says, but I won't. She says, because that would be impossible, not to mention weird. She says, talking about MOT, she said, made me check, she says, when hers is due. She said, it's June. She says, June this year. She says, oh why, she says, does she do this to herself every year? She said, it's only 4 months overdue. She said, it's times like these, she says, while she is going for her ADHD tests. She says, thank you for making me check. She says, well, that, and she also checked, she says, because she's procrastinating the project of sorting her craft room, that she thought would be a good idea, but she is now regretting every decision she has ever made. That is, I'm not laughing because your circumstances are funny. I'm laughing because I can relate to a lot of it. We were extremely late with our MOT once. Since reading your comment, I have thought to myself, when did we last have our MOT done? I need to ask hubby, because normally he does sort that, to be fair. And he normally, since the first time we forgot that the MOT was even due, he does have it recorded in his phone, or it messages him when it's due. I can't remember quite which one it is. But I do want to, for peace of mind, after your message, I do want to check and see if it has been done. So, but yeah, I can completely relate, because we've done it. We've definitely done it. And it's not fun. But, you know, it could have been worse. You could have been told by somebody else, i.e. a Mr. Policeman. So at least you now know, and you can go and get that sorted ASAP. And hopefully it'll all have passed and gone through with flying colours. For anybody that's not sure, an MOT is a vehicle check we have to have done every year in the UK on our cars to confirm that they are roadworthy. And yeah, that's done every year. There is, I know in other countries they don't necessarily have to have them, and they can be driven provided they will drive, and they will go. But in the UK it is something that does need to be signed off and checked. And you can have things like advisories, things that they suggest that you get done to the car, and then there can be some things that until you've got it fixed you are legally not allowed to drive it until those faults have been rectified, which is never fun. But yeah, hopefully it'll all go through with flying colours, and it'll just be a little glitch in the matrix, should we call it. Glitch in the system for a little bit. Okay, so we're now on the preparation. This reminds me, this is why I have loads of comments on my Heaven and Earth design. I asked the question during the preparation, or I mentioned, I can't remember if it was a reel or something that somebody commented. I can't even remember now, but somebody was saying how the month you are born can, and we definitely have exceptions to the rule coming up, but it can determine what is your favourite season of the year. Mine is spring, and I was born in April, and most of my daughters were born in winter and prefer winter or autumn, but Megan was the beginning of November. So those sorts of times. I haven't asked Lewis, actually. I should do. He's a summer baby, but I don't think summer's necessarily his favourite. But I haven't asked him, so I don't know. But yes, there is a lot of comments coming up giving the answer to that question. So Rose, she says her birthday is in September. She said, and her favourite season is spring. She said here in Australia, she says spring is in September. She says, how interesting. So there we go. We have one for it matching up. say. I know they all don't, but we're starting off with a match. Bex says she's a September baby. She says that's spring for Australia. She says it is her favourite season. She says, but she's often said that she prefers winter spring over summer spring, if that makes sense. So the cooler temperature at the beginning over the warm, almost summer at the end. So that does make sense. So the beginning of spring rather than the end of spring is her favourite sort of season time. So we've got another September, but an Australian September. Just to, you know, throw another spanner in the works, the fact that we're dealing with multiple different countries. Mrs. BGG says her favourite season is winter and her birthday is in December. She said 2 days after Christmas. So we're on 3 for 3 to start. Cat Lady, throwing a spanner in the works. She says her favourite season is autumn. She's a Christmas Day baby. So she is definitely a winter baby, but she prefers autumn. Grey Legrand, she says her birthday is Christmas Eve. Her favourite season is the holiday season. The Breur months, she says September, October, November and December. She says it is the time for lots of changes and sentiment. So we got another one matching. I think the majority match, but not all match, from what I remember. But these were left nearly 2 weeks ago. So they do, yeah, memory goes in between those times. That's for sure. Right, hang on, let me just place these 3 before I lose where they are, before I go looking again. Right. Alley Cat, she says, please let Dee Breezy know. She has sent her a reply to her request, which was her question a couple of weeks ago, it will have been now. She received a canvas that was 119 centimetres by 89 centimetres from Francesca's Studio Works. So there you go. If you are looking for a bigger canvas, Francesca's Studio Works may well be the place for you. Sorry, just double checking. I just had a moment then because that teardrop symbol is a little bit lighter than some of the others. So I was like, oh, there's no diamond there. Oh, there's not supposed to be a diamond there. Not yet. There will be momentarily. But I'm not on that symbol yet. Mysterious Days, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she was born in the middle of May. She says, but her favourite seasons will always be the colder months. She said she believes that that is primarily due to the fact that she lived in Florida for the first 18 years of her life. And Florida, she said, is very, very hot all year round. She said they'd be lucky if they got to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, which was 21 degrees Celsius, she says, in the winters. She says since moving to Georgia, she's experienced cold and snow, she says, one time. She says, but she still loved it. She says, and she wants some more of those cold, cold months where she can bundle up in her bed and bed rot for warmth. Sometimes I think that's why my daughters prefer the colder months. They can just completely rot in bed. for a while. She says, update, she says, on the legal threat. She says they are working with the legal side of things, and the family connection is seeming to side with them. She says, so fingers crossed it all gets wrapped up with a pretty bow and the charges are dismissed. She said it has been a long and tiring 2 weeks. She says, and even with an end in sight, it's still scary, she says, and exhausting. She says, but she believes it will all go well, she says, because honestly, they did nothing wrong. And that's all that I'm hoping for you too, that it will all just go away and it can be a funny story at a later time, once you've all had chance to recover from it. Hopefully it's something that you can just look back on in a completely different light, and it not be anywhere near as stressful as it has been. Gray Legrand says she was looking forward to my testing of the markup app. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, Gray Legrand, because so many comments told me to go straight back to Pattern Keeper. So many comments. Felt my pain. I'm just glad I only did a 4 blocks last week, because I don't think I could have coped with doing more, to be honest. I was really enjoying though the process of doing a Heaven and Earth design again, with it being a while since I've done one. The actual Heaven and Earth design part of things I was loving, and I just wish I'd had the time to do another section last week, because I was really in the mood for doing more. But yeah, it just wasn't able to happen that day. But I'm loving the process now. I'm back to what I consider my normal, and how I'm used to doing them, using the app that I enjoy. Ali Cat, she says, Rebecca, she says she might have missed it. She says, but where did I get the other canvas from? I did pop this on the Facebook group when somebody asked, but let me see if I can get it without having to sign in 50 million times. Oh, there we go. MT, so Mike Tango DIY Art official store is where I got it from. So I did message them initially, because their listing does mention both double-sided and poured glue. So I messaged them to clarify, because there was no difference in the listing. The only difference in the listing was the sizes, not which one you know, whether you were ordering a double-sided tape or a poured glue. But they did get back to me really quickly, and they did confirm that they only do poured glue. So I don't know if that will help anybody else who may have the same sort of query from the listing. But yeah, and that's the store on AliExpress that I got it from. So really good price, really nice canvas. I just wanted to give this Ever Moment one a go. And while I am going to stick with it, there are definitely times I am questioning myself more with this canvas. And it may just be that I need to get used to it. And if not, it may just be that it is good that I am stopping and double checking, and not getting too complacent with it, and just doing it anyway and potentially mucking something up. So yeah, we're just gonna go with the flow with this one. And it's hard sometimes now, as I'm doing some of these. Some of the colours are so similar, but they are different. And I know when you take that step back, especially on a canvas that's only got 15 colours, it does make a difference. when you have those like different shades of white, which is what I'm on now. I'm on 3865 now. Debbie, she says, hi Rebecca. She says, how do you order individual diamonds from Evermoment? So Evermoment have listings for individual diamonds. In fact, while I've got it still open, my order's open. So they have like listings for square diamonds, 445 colours. They have either square, round drills, square drills, AB drills, glow in the dark drills, and crystal drills. And then the size that you choose is like if you want 20 bags, 50 bags, 100 bags, up to 500 bags, or you can order single colours in like kilograms and stuff. But basically I think I ordered the 500 bags, and then I had made a list of all the diamonds I needed and how many bags. I'd actually made a list in Excel. So I had one row for the DMC number and one row for the bag. And I just copy and pasted that into a message to the seller. So basically you just message the seller after you've purchased it to say, this is what I want to order. Evermoment are really good. They sent me it back again basically they'd put it in a table that copied into the message part really well, and just said, yep, confirm this is what we're sending you. And then it was sent out. So really quite easy. So if you can get, some sort of column, you could even use a notes app and have, as long as you follow the pattern of DMC number and number of bags, or the other way round, but make sure it's the same consistently throughout your list, and then just message them when you're done, and they'll come back to you and confirm it. Debbie, she also says her favourite season is definitely spring. She says when you have spring, she says you have summer to look forward to. She says she was born in January and she hates the winter. So a winter baby, much preferring spring. I love spring. It's just so fresh. That's what I like. I like the fact that it's fresh. And yeah, I know what somebody said about the cooler spring rather than the warmer spring, which is more extreme in Australia, I will say, because of course our summers aren't as hot here. But that does make sense to me. I don't so much like autumn because I feel it's too cold, but I like the freshness of spring. There's a more crispness to autumn than there is to the beginning of spring, I think. Maybe it's just because we're coming from winter into it, I don't know. But yeah, that's why I like it in the order I do. Anastasia says she's a January baby too, and she also hates winter. So we definitely have a few. Crystal says she's a February baby and hates winter. She says summer is her favourite season. So there we go. Not everybody follows this little path. Maybe it's one of those that just, you speak to a couple of people and they do and you think it's the norm. And then when you ask a handful of different people, you realise that it's not. That it's completely different. Right, I'm moving on to my last colour, which means I should be able to get through or get reading some comments because I am just filling the gaps right now. Helen Wright says, she says she used to live in Conway in North Wales. She said she spent much of her time there in Snowdonia and loved Portmeirion. Portmeirion, if you have a nice day, a nice weather day in Portmeirion, it is absolutely delightful. We absolutely really enjoyed our day there. It was Fandiddly-tastic. Right, I know those numbered squares were my next square, but they were annoying me. She says, funny hearing me saying that I'm going off grid. She says, because there's probably not going to be any signal. She says, makes her giggle thinking North Wales is off the grid. She says, when most places now have 4G, 5G. I think I'm just remembering there was a couple of times we went to Wales, and because we were going to a caravan park, and a lot of the caravan parks where we were staying in North Wales, or indeed West Wales, are right by the sea. So they tend to be, you know, near a beach, on the coast. And if anywhere was going to not have signal, it would be at the caravan. Not so much the towns or the villages or whatever else that we'd go to. But it definitely would be in the park itself. Quite often they didn't have signal or didn't have Wi-Fi, but it's the same in the one we went to in Cornwall. We couldn't even quite reach the Wi-Fi either, but signal, nah, didn't have any signal down by St Ives, right near a beach. And they just could not get the signal because of how far away from, you know, the towns and the villages that we were. There just wasn't the same sort of signal out there. And we only managed to get a bit of Wi-Fi if sat in one certain place, because our caravan was really, really close to the entertainment centre. That was the only reason we got some of the Wi-Fi, was because we were close enough to pick it up. Otherwise, we weren't getting that either. So, but you know, we're on holiday, so it's one of those. You just deal and catch up on life at a later time, or catch up on phone life at a later time, should we say? Right. I like doing a final colour because I can do it by square and I don't have to tap them all. Heather, she says she loves all seasons. She says, but her friend and herself were out walking her dogs a few years ago, and she says she always reminds me that she sounds really daft when she says that she did love the autumn. She says, but maybe that's because she was born in November. Maybe. You never know. It could be partly in your blood. And those that like different seasons are just going against the grain. Bazingirl says her favourite season is winter, and she was born in February. Which, yeah, I'd class that as probably a winter month. So what have we got? September, October, November is autumn, December, January, February is winter-ish. There's definitely crossover in all the seasons as we go along. Donna Flores says she has done many cross-stitch conversions. She says the 1 to 10 numbers on the Evermoment canvas, she says, makes it so much easier. She says she now only orders blank canvases from Evermoment. So maybe it is something that I will grow to love. Maybe it depends on how you read the chart as well. I don't know. Just because of the way I tend to go from the bottom or potentially from the top, sometimes I think it just confuses me as to which one I'm actually looking at. But it definitely was easier this time than last time. Maybe it's because I'm also not fighting with the tablet at the same time. I already know how to use Pattern Keeper. And it's very easy for me to use, so maybe that's helped as well. Sam says her favourite season is winter and her birthday is in December. She says, hope I'm well. Thank you. Yes, I am. I'm having a good week this week. We'll see how long it continues, but I've had a productive couple of days, which always puts me in a good mood. I haven't quite made a plan for tomorrow yet, but I'm sure that will start going through my head once I have finished this video for today. But yeah, I decided to switch house and work around today. So I've still done work, I've still done admin orders, all that sort of stuff, but then I decided to switch filming to this evening and spend the day while I had a bit more physical energy to pull apart the conservatory. So maybe I'll do the same again tomorrow and do another room. Maybe not. Oh no, maybe not. I'm at my brother's for tea tomorrow. Going to my brother's and to see the boys, see how they're enjoying school. They started school this week, so it'll be good to see how that's gone for them. So yeah, maybe I'll just have to do a bit of both tomorrow, or maybe I'll just have a filming day. We shall see. Paula, she says her favourite season is autumn. She loves all the autumn colours. She's a winter baby though. She was born on January the 2nd. So another one switching against what is probably not the norm. Carol says she was born in April, but she likes winter. So yeah, maybe we just take this thing that I've heard and go, it's hogwash. It is a load of codswallop. And we like what we like. Chloe, she said she's a silent watcher here. She said she absolutely loves all of my videos. Oh, thank you. She said she is currently binge watching December Advent of 2023. Well, 2024 is coming soon too. She says she's a July baby, but she absolutely hates the summer. She much prefers winter when she can wear fluffy things. I like it. Fluffy things. She says she thinks also because winter is associated with Christmas is another reason she absolutely loves winter. Could be the reason quite a few like winter, maybe. She says, keep up the amazing work. Oh, thank you, Chloe, and thank you for bobbing on and leaving a comment as well. I appreciate every watcher, even if they're silent ones. You can go back to silent watching if that's what makes you happy. But I do hope that everybody gets something from it, whether they're a silent watcher or not. Hopefully questions get answered, and if not, we're just having a good old chitty chat. Oh, come on, get in there. Right, there we go. So my section is finished, so we will see how the ratio goes of people liking the season they were born in or not. But yeah, another section done. We've got quite a bit to go, if you can see, but we've done that little bit up there. So we're definitely getting there. Anyway, let's just see how it continues. I've just noticed, because I did 4 sections there instead of 6, this did equal out into nice even sections of 6. So I might have to try and squeeze in another one soon. Just a little twofer. It's actually got quite a few different colours there. I thought, do you know what, if that has 1 colour or 2 colours, I'll do it now. But it actually has too many, and it is 8:30. So I am going to leave it here. I'm going to save that to the memory card before my camera cuts me off. Yeah, I am going to leave it there, but I do need to, at some point, What's the end of it like? Ah, okay. We will, at the end, I will do the 6 plus the extra bit, so that we can break it up into nice even chunks as we go along. But there's that much 310 there that I'll just do extra. I'll do a longer video when we get to the end. Will we get there before Christmas? Oh no, oh no, maybe there isn't as many. Oh, hang on. 3. So if I do 3, 6, another 3, hang on. This is confusing me because I thought I'd zoomed all the way out, and of course I haven't. But I need it to keep the lines. I need the 10 lines. Oh, hang on. It's got hundreds up here. No. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. End of bird wing. 5, 6. Yeah. So it is even 6 sections, and then there's just this skinny little bit extra on the ends, but it's got even 6 blocks. So what I'll do is when I get to this 6 block, which because of the way I've done it, it will be this square here, I will do that extra on the end of that video. So 1, 2, 3, be the 4th week, so it might not be before Christmas. 2, 3, no, it'll be the first one back after Christmas. So we'll be doing 1, 2, 3 blocks, and then we'll have a big long one when I get back from Christmas, after Christmas, and then we'll do it in even 6s. See, look, I can ramble about anything. Right, I'm definitely going because it is getting late. And yeah, I know I need to take some washing out of the machine. It's a definite. But yeah, another section done. Much happier with Pattern Keeper, I will say. So I'm going to make sure that that is fully charged and ready for next week. But yeah, can you tell what it is yet? Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.